Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Welcome back. Hour number 3 of our 3-hour Love Fest. I'm Rodd Stowell. Good to have you with us. And boy, if I said long time no here, that's for sure. It's been over a year, I believe, since we've last gotten to see our next guest. He is the mayor of Ely, going strong. He is none other than the Honorable Jon Hickman. John, how have you been?
Hey, Rob, what's going on?
Same old 6s and 7s. You know that, line away.
Yeah, listen, I heard you're doing your show from the refrigerator vault.
Yeah. Well, you know, Fred said, we'll have to take on that other gas company. He didn't like this one, so. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing at nighttime, but I think we're in the meat production company. So if you need anything in the way of veal or something like that, let me know.
I can send you over a little heater.
Yeah, you know what? We used to have to do that in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We had a little heater, and for 5 hours you hear this whirring sound on the air, and it was just the necessity to not have your teeth chatter.
Yeah.
You know how that is. You've had a cold winter so far, haven't you, over there?
Oh, man. It's, let's see. Wyatt reported 0 at Georgetown Ranch about an hour ago, and I think he goes out there. I asked him how he gets those temperatures. I think he stands out there all night and reports that.
I don't want to know how he measures it.
I just wonder. Yeah.
I have no desire, no visuals. Glad I'm not on TV.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's accurate to within a tenth of a degree, probably.
He probably is.
And I always love watching that radar and stuff. You know, that's so much fun.
Oh yeah.
It's and everybody has access to it now. So.
Yeah, weather's fascinating. It really is. Yeah, especially during stormy seasons. And I was returning from Albuquerque, visiting my daughter for Thanksgiving, and I came home and so I drove straight through last Saturday morning, and about 11 o'clock I hit Everett. Weather was great. Just past Alamo and Hico, I went to 100 miles of snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
I averaged 25 miles an hour down 318, Highway 318.
Nothing's better.
In a whiteout. It was something.
Nothing's better. You know, last year we went on vacation and we went to Mount Rushmore. And we went the first week of October, figuring we'd be safe. Well, forget about that. It was 8 days of driving through snow. And the final day, we left Deadwood, where we stayed, which was really a cool little town. Reminded me a lot of Ely. And except they had 8 casinos that all had big poker games.
Oh, yeah. Poker's big up there.
Oh, it's like the retired guys are moving to the Deadwoods and Spearfish and those kind of places and just playing poker. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah.
And so we left Deadwood and we went through the first mountain. We did, like you were saying, about 25 miles an hour and going, oh, this is going to be interminable. Got on the other side of that mountain and it just cleared up. And here we were in parts of Wyoming, and it was just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And my wife said, see, it turned out to be a nice day. And I said, don't get that in your head. And she said, why? I said, well, I saw the forecast for Casper, Wyoming, and it's going to start snowing when we get there. And sure enough, Casper lived up to its name. Everything was white. and we went through that kind of stuff, and we stayed in Sheridan, Wyoming that night. And the next morning, I got up to get a cup of coffee, and the innkeeper said to me, which way you going? And I said, west. Why? He said, because you're going east, you can go back to bed. The road's closed till 4 tomorrow. You know, I mean, that area gets pretty blizzard-filled there. That's tough driving.
Yeah, you got to be a tough one to live up in Wyoming during the winter. I'll tell you, it's pretty bad up there.
Man,
but that's part of their life, and
yeah,
and I'm sure it's just like Ely. You know, Bunny. I heard Bunny Hill earlier on your show was talking about how beautiful it is right now. You know, I mean, we got blue skies and the snow's all over the mountains, and
Sure.
The city and the county have done a pretty good job of cleaning up the streets, and they're all clear and everything, coming in and out of Ely, and it's just it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Cold,
Yeah.
very cold, but you dress up for that.
I told my wife the other day, I said, I always love the house. I said, but this time of the year, I think I almost appreciate the garage more than the house. Because at 5 o'clock when you get in the car and it's been in the garage all night, it may only be 40 degrees in there, but that 40 degrees is still 45 degrees more than it is outside. So it feels good no matter what. You know, this season is always crazy in White Pine County and in the city of Ely.
Oh yeah.
And you guys are doing it again. You got the parade starting on Saturday, and then you've got the train going every night with the Polar Express, and you've got all the Christmas crush displays and all this kind of stuff. It's amazing how much you do in your little town.
Oh, the city's all dressed up, and we put out all the ornaments and things. I think they'll be putting it out in the little county park there in front of the courthouse pretty quick if they haven't already. And it's just a season. And of course, the Polar Express is such a fantastic thing down the railroad, and it's just we pack them in. They come from all over.
Yep.
And I've been on that train several times. I played Santa Claus, and I've given out hot chocolate and stuff like that.
Typecasting.
The kids just love it. The kids just go crazy over it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, they all know the movie and all the trademarks of the movie with Tom Hanks and everything, the stuff like that. And then, of course, also attention shifts out to the lake, too. Yeah,
we got the, well, of course, they'll have Fire and Ice in February.
Right.
And there's a lot of things going on.
You get the ice fishing.
The freeze is over, And
the ice fishing gets bigger every year.
The ice fishing, and that comes right after Fire and Ice. Steve Gray up there, who's he's the head ranger. He's in charge of Cave Lake up there and the charcoal kills at Ward. Does such a fantastic job up there promoting that park. He's got a good crew up there, and they really do a nice job.
Well, I don't want to horn in on the State of the City address that you'll be giving out next month, or in January. But how is the city of Ely doing? How are they holding up after the depths of the recession in 2008?
Well, that's the city's stable right now. We had to make some moves to bring it that because the economy, the thing called CTX tax, which is our pool tax for the state,
right,
has had to. We've been off by 10%. This last couple of years, and when you have a small budget like the city does,
sure.
I mean, our budget is about $1.6 million, and we've been off more than 10%, just over 10%.
So that little burp is big to you.
Yeah,
there's nowhere to hide.
It really cuts in, and we had to make some moves that weren't popular, but had to be done to keep the city solvent, and. So we're doing pretty good right now. We're doing pretty good.
Of course, copper prices are up. That helps your city.
Well, that we the mine employs 500 people, and the Robinson Mining does a lot in the city, and mainly employs people. The county gets the lion's share of the mine, but it's always good when that happens because the city's always concerned about employment. If you can't have people working, and our employment's around, I think it bounces around 9% here, and that's a lot for a little city. But it's under the state rate, and we're always concerned that when things like the state says, well, we're going to need to get money out of the cities or something like that. Something I was reading about what Sandoval plans to do because he's got a state that's in trouble too. And when the state's in trouble, naturally the city
and the county
can be in trouble too. The economy affects everybody, federal, state, local, right on down the line.
Right.
But we got a lot of things going on. The big wind projects coming in Spring Valley. They should employ a couple hundred people. We got a new gold mine's going to be opening up in the next year or so. That's Midway Gold. They're opening 2 mines in White Pine County, and they've been working with the city on how they can do a little public relations and help us out.
And who's the owner of that mine?
It's Midway.
Oh, okay.
Midway Gold, and they're opening up in White Pine County up near Hamilton.
Oh, okay. So
now they're right over there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there's things happening, and I have to say, since I've been mayor for a little over 3 years now, and our budget has dropped every year since I've been the mayor, and so we've had to cut, and still we haven't had to lay. We only have 47 employees, and that counts me and the city council, and we haven't had to cut back in there where we had a lot of layoffs or anything.
Right.
But we have cut our budget every year, so we're trying to do our part in staying solvent, and it's tough to do during economic times like this. But we have been doing it.
Yeah. So that's what you got to keep doing.
There's things that happen that people don't like, and I know there's been a lot of controversy over the snow plowing, and but not as much as I thought. But
that's every town, John. I mean, I was in Philadelphia, and at that time, the current governor of Pennsylvania, Ed Rendell, was the mayor of Philadelphia, and we were pretty good buddies. He was a regular caller to the show, and he came on February the 1st and said, everybody stay home from work because we can't afford to plow the streets. And I said, Ed, you take enough out of my check to plow the streets. So this is not a little city problem. It's a problem of government employees, and you do a couple of those false alarms where you put people on standby for a couple days, and then the storm doesn't come through, and all of a sudden that's 2 days that you could use for snow removal. And so it's a real catch-22 that you're in. Of course, I'm sure that you still follow the news from your former home in Las Vegas and wouldn't trade it for the world to be back in Vegas over Ely.
No, in fact, I was going to say, we were talking about how cold it was, and you dress up. And I know you lived in Vegas for a while, and, and I was there for 30 years. But you heard the old saying that it's easy to dress up for the winter. It's hard to dress down for the summer.
You can only get so naked.
Yeah, you can only get so many clothes
not get arrested.
And then you're cooking. So I can take that cold.
Yeah,
a little bit better than that heat.
They probably would have had to raise the spaghetti price to $2 at the Klondike by now.
Oh, wait a minute now.
The whole world's gone crazy, right?
I ate a lot of that spaghetti.
Oh, I know. I think most people who lived in Las Vegas, especially when they first got there, spent much time in the line there at the coffee shop at your old digs at the Klondike. But one of the things, obviously, we had the big election, and I know that your county was quite vociferous about their choices, as was ours. Do we see positive things that are going to come from that with a new regime?
I think so. I think we got a real new look. 2 new county commissioners, both with a lot of experience, and John Lampros and Mike Limich. I think they're going to do a great job. One's independent and the other's a Democrat, but when it comes into small-town politics, I don't think it makes that much big of a difference as far as your ideology goes. Right.
I think it's much more important on the person itself as opposed to the party they belong to. Yep. Obviously, on the state level, getting the numbers back in line in the assembly was probably a big edge for the people of the state, even if they aren't of the party that gained the seats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're going to see some great things come out of the county. Not that these 2 gentlemen have anything to do with it, but I'm real happy with the county because as far as the swimming pool money has been, they're setting $4 million aside to build a public pool here in Ely.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know how solid that is right now, but they haven't set the money aside. Wyatt's been reporting on it.
Where is that going to be built, John?
I think it's going to be built up by the high school. near the high school.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and this has been the number one thing that people have asked about every time they say, well, what do we need here? And swimming pool comes up with the first thing.
I know that ours is used, almost year-round because it's indoors, and so people love that. They can get exercise, and the seniors love it, and the kids obviously, and the high school kids. It's something that's it's tough when you're in government like you are with the cities and the counties. It's a fine line on, well, is this a good expenditure or a bad expenditure? And you start getting in the $4 million range. That's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, but we have just beat our brains out trying to get a grant for this pool, and the one foundation just really give us the runaround for 2.5 years, and finally the county did step up, and they're setting this money aside. The city doesn't have that kind of money.
Yeah, of course not.
To do it, but Wyatt's been reporting a big announcement. I'm not sure if it was because what I talked about or not, but with him, I sent him an email last night. With all the hype of the election here going on this last month, I've kind of put off anything. I know you asked me one time, some other people have too, whether I'm going to run for a second term, because the city election will be next June.
Right.
And I wrote Wyatt last night to let him know that I have decided to run for a second term.
Oh, you are? Well, yeah. Fantastic.
I'm going to go ahead and go for it.
Good, because Wyatt told me I don't want to have to break in a new mayor.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, Rod, the day after I won the election in 2007, one of my good friends said to me, "Well, you going to run for a second term?" I said, right? I haven't been sworn in yet.
Oh my gosh. I hope it's a peaceful transition from the first-term mayor to the second-term mayor.
Yeah. I think it'll go uneventful, probably.
You may be schizophrenic, but at least you got each other. So, that may work out. Well, it's great to hear your voice. I am glad all is well in White Pine County, and you at the helm of the ship there in Ely makes it a great place to visit, as always, and I suggested, you heard me do it with Bunny, is if you've got a weekend, or especially if you got a couple days in the midweek, take a little drive, go down to Ely. If you're listening on KTSN up in Elko, or if you're listening to us here in Winnemucca, or in Lovelock, or Harlan, or Battle Mountain, or Eureka, or Austin, take a little trip on Route 50 or 93 and stop by and see the good people of Ely, and maybe the mayor will meet you for a drink somewhere.
Well, just give me a call.
John, take care. Happy holidays to you, buddy.
Rod.
Take care of yourself. Okay, bye-bye. Jon Hickman, the mayor extraordinaire of the great little town.
Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.